Gwyneth Paltrow appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast and spilled some dirty secrets on her exes, Brad Pitt, Ben Affleck, and Chris Martin. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and I watched the whole interview with Gwyneth Paltrow, and I gotta say, between this and the trial, I'm starting to like her more. I do think she's getting a bum out there. In fact, there's an update on the trial that she just did. How much is she actually getting paid for her lawyers? We'll break that down at the end, so stick around. But first, let's get to this story. We do have the clips in question, and I want to play. I've edited the portions here. Fair use. This has become national news today. Let's break down what was actually said on the Call Her Daddy podcast. So they were talking about Brad Pitt, how Brad Pitt really was the love of her life, how she was a lot younger. There's a little bit more on sort of meeting Brad at the beginning of the show, but I wanted to focus on this portion where she was asked, what was it like when you saw Brad Pitt again after you broke up?
I remember seeing him. This is so crazy. Like, because I was like heartbroken and so upset, you know, and then I remember the first time I saw him, I was presenting at the Academy Awards the year after I won. And I like walked out and I was so cognizant of him being there. And I was like, oh my God, this is so scary and so awkward. It was like right there, and we hadn't talked in like a couple years.
You're like, I would be like, I'm basically giving a speech to my ex.
I know. Like, and I was like, I think I even fumbled my words. I was
okay.
She didn't exactly, but yeah, as you can see in that clip right there, she was a lot younger, and she was giving out the award for Best Actor to Kevin Spacey.
Another relationship you had was with Ben Affleck, which is like, I'm sitting here being like, you have the most stacked roster of any person that has ever come on Call Her Daddy, Gwyneth. I'm not kidding. Do you think that all of your exes have bought your vagina candle?
The candle.
They want to really relive the good times.
That's what it's there for.
I like that answer. I got to give her props. There's a lot of stuff where they did push her against her comfort zone. And you got to remember, she came on the show, I guess, because her daughter, Apple, is a fan of this podcast. They talked about that as well. And that's clearly why Gwyneth ultimately showed up, because her daughter's been listening and thought, okay, I'll go do this because she says it's fun.
Okay, we're going to play a game.
Okay.
Brad or Ben? It'll be fun. Okay.
Brad.
No.
Right away.
Oh, I thought that was the question. Brad.
Didn't even ask it yet. Was all right. Took her seconds. Who's better, Ben or Brad? Brad. What do you think down? I want to hear in the comments down below. We got more to go through, but I want to hear it already. Brad or Ben? Put your answer in the comments down below.
Ben. Okay.
That's so good.
Now I get it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, now overall it's Brad. Now.
Okay.
Whoops.
Who had better style?
Oh my gosh. I'm going back in time now, trying to assess wardrobes.
Who do you think she's gonna pick? This is kind of a fun game. We're gonna get a bunch. Brad or Ben? Who had better style? Let's hear what Gwyneth thought. I want to hear your answer first.
Probably Brad.
Who was more romantic?
Ooh, who do you think was more romantic, Brad or Ben?
Brad.
Who was more likely to make you laugh?
Who's gonna make her laugh more, Brad or Ben? Get a second to answer. All right, here it comes.
Ben.
Oh, Ben is on the board. Brad was really winning there for a while, but Ben takes a point.
Who were you more likely to get into an argument with?
Who did she get in more fights with, Brad or Ben? This will be a negative point to either.
Ben.
Oh, Ben lost. Ben's off the board again.
Who was more high maintenance?
Gosh, that's a really good question.
Who do you think it was?
I'm not sure I would characterize either of them as high maintenance. They were both like pretty
chill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no point, but she does follow up.
Who cared
here.
more about their appearance?
Ooh. I'm not sure. I feel like
she knows. She's not going to tell you though.
Neither of them were very vain like that. Like, I'm not attracted to guys who are like looking in the mirror the whole time.
Yeah, you need a little scruff. Who was a better kisser?
Who is the better kisser, Brad or Ben? Answers.
Oh my God, let me think. Gosh, I have to remember so far back. They were both good kissers.
Okay. Who was better in bed?
Now she does answer this one. Who was better in bed? Well, she sort of does. The media has run with this answer. Who is better in bed? Look at that look.
That's really hard. That is really hard because
That's what she said.
Brad was like the sort of major chemistry love of your life kind of like at the time, you know? And then like Ben was like technically excellent.
So wait, what does that mean? So Brad was love of your life and then Ben was technically excellent. So I take that as Ben was better in bed. Brad was just the more like fawn over, oh, I love you type of thing. But I took that as Ben better in bed, right? Ben ultimately gets the ultimate point there at the end.
I can't believe my daughter's listening to this.
Technically,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
God bless J-Lo and everything she's getting over there.
But honestly, did you guys get that too? The way I heard that was technically Ben's really good at what he's doing, but she just didn't have that same love and connection that she had with Brad. So it was kind of a safe answer. Now I do have to say before we continue these clips, can you imagine if Brad Pitt went on a talk show and had to answer this about Aniston, Jolie, Paltrow? I mean, he would be it would never be allowed to happen. He could never go kiss and tell like Gwyneth's doing. Now I appreciate she is answering honestly. She's not holding back. I don't feel like she's being too revealing too much privacy. But she's not afraid to be like, yeah, he was a better kisser. I like this. What do you think? Is she going too far? There's a lot to discuss here. I want to hear your thoughts. And we may bring this back up in our live later today. So make sure to, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts at the same time, and smash the like button. Join us for our live. But there's more. Here's what, after leaving a comment, here's where they are going to now play.
Who
More.
is the better actor?
Now this is easy. Who's the better actor?
Oh, wow.
She answers this right.
They're both so talented. I feel like,
They are.
and Ben is a great writer and director, but I guess I would
There's the answer. She pulled it out. She's paying
probably
attention.
have to say acting alone, Brad. Like if you think of all the really different roles he's done, I mean, Ben is great too.
They're both great.
They're both great.
I mean, you
But it's true. Pitt's a better actor, but Affleck's probably better because he's not only been good as an actor, he has. There are some, the way back, he was really good recently, but he also is the writer-director, which Brad hasn't been.
got great exes. Like, you can't really go wrong. You know what I mean?
And those are just the ones you know about.
Well, we're going to get to that.
Ooh, now she's going to ask, who else could it be? And yes, Mr. Johnny Depp's be on the list. Here we go.
Would you be willing to maybe drop a name of someone you've, like, even had a make-out with that's A-list that, like, the world doesn't know about?
I don't think I could say the name.
Can you give
Names.
us a hint?
What? Why? I wonder why. Because she's not holding back on the others.
What about a little Leo action?
No, never made out with Leo.
Never.
He tried back in the day. But he was already like, he was very
Doing his thing.
loose with the goods, like from when he was 19.
Whoa. Loose with the goods when he was 19.
What about Johnny Depp?
Never made out with him. We did a movie together, but we did not make out.
Now, notice she said never made out. Was there more?
Bradley Cooper?
No, I don't even know Bradley Cooper. I mean, I've met him, but I've never
Yeah. Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay, F, marry, kill.
Brad
Here we go.
Pitt, Ben Affleck, and Chris Martin.
Wow. Well, obviously I'd marry Chris Martin because he gave me my 2 children who are the loves of my life. So I would do that all again.
Yes. Sorry, I don't know why it zoomed in this portion. She's really
Wow,
debating
but
this.
kill is that's such a hardcore.
It's not actually. It's like put to the wayside.
Okay, I can
Fuck one more time. I think we know your answer.
I think Brad.
Brad, yeah.
And then Ben, yeah.
God bless Ben.
God bless him.
God bless him and his Dunkin' Donuts.
God bless Ben and his Dunkin' Donuts. Ouch. Well, there you go. I think that was the right answer. I would have probably picked the same one too, given her situation. So there it is. It's all. What's been interesting is the news. They're all debating. Well, technically excellent, but Ben was better. Like says Ben Affleck was excellent compared to Brad Pitt. Who was better in bed? Who do you think, based on what she just told you? The media is all over trying to figure this one out. Also, as promised, Gwyneth Paltrow is not getting her attorney's fees. She's only getting that $1. She ultimately, they agreed she's going to pay for her lawyers. And so there you go. A quick update on the case. It wasn't about the money to lawyers. She tried, and she didn't really fight too hard for it. Let it go. And final judgment. Sanderson will not be paying Paltrow's fees per an agreement between both sides' attorneys. Trial was surely an expensive one. Years of legal fight. I can't imagine. So yeah, but Gwyneth can swing it, I'm sure. But still frustrating. But it's out of her life. She really just wanted it done. And she really did just get paid $1. So I got to give it props. And I got to say, overall, the interview, I don't love that show a lot. But I know a lot of people love this Call Her Daddy. So good on you. But she did get her to open up a bit. And there was some more serious parts throughout it. They did talk about the Me Too movement, et cetera, a little bit. I wish it would have gone a little more. But also just Gwyneth in general, Goop. I got to say, I liked her. Like, the more I sit and listen to a long-form talk with Gwyneth, and now since the trial as well, I do think she's more genuine than maybe or cold, as she even addresses that people think she's cold, and she's not. I mean, she's definitely, famous. She has, higher, she does some fancier things than I would, but overall, she seems like a cool, fun person, good mom. So, yeah, Gwyneth, it's gotten a bad rep in my mind. The what's it called? The resurgence of Gwyneth is happening. Good on her and her PR team. This was a fun interview, but did she kiss and tell too much? Would you have been mad if Brad did this? I would have found it fascinating, but I'm sure he would have gotten way more criticism than she's getting on this. Curious your thoughts down below. Again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe, hit the like. Stay tuned for us live. We'll be talking about this and so much more later today here on Popcorn Planet.